Hey everyone, Jeremy here. If you're familiar with my other videos, you know that I like to speak about cannabis, but a fair warning, this video is going to be much different from my others, so here it goes. The whole purpose of starting this project, Climb the Sea, was to speak candidly about living with chronic pain and what that reality is honestly like. And also, the intention was to speak very candidly about cannabis and how beneficial it can be for people. After making my last video, I actually got really sad. The reason for that is because I realized I had completely lost sight of the reason why I started doing this project in the first place. I guess I kind of feel like I've been trying to outrun the necessity to speak more about chronic pain and do what I set out to do. Speaking about chronic pain and what I go through freaks me out so much that I would much rather have made a million difficult videos speaking about cannabis and just completely not address chronic pain at all. But that was not why I started doing this. Now, that being said, I have filmed this video 3 times, which is insane. The first 2 times I filmed this video, I ugly cried. I bawled my eyes out talking about my chronic pain, and I felt like people wouldn't find that bearable to watch. It was excruciating for me to watch, and that's not my intention. Like, you don't need to sit here and watch me sob. Then on the 3rd try, I was like, okay, nobody wants to see you bawling your eyes out and like wiping your boogers on your sleeve. Nobody wants to witness that. So I tried to film again, and that time the video was just oddly worse. I was so intent on not showing people how distraught I was that I was basically telling a really tragic story with a smile on my face, which probably would have made me come off as like a serial killer. So I was like, I'm hurting and it sucks and it's a bummer and it's cool though. My name is Sharony and I make videos. And it felt so inauthentic. So I'm refilming this again with the intention that I can hopefully strike a balance. Like, I can hopefully share my story and not necessarily completely fall apart to where I can't articulate it, but also share enough to a point where it fulfills me and I feel like I'm showing up authentically for you. So without further ado, my long procrastinated video series called Chronic Pain Confessions finally kicks off now. And this will be Chronic Pain Confession number 1. It feels like I'm living a lie. So every day for about as long as I can remember, I've experienced waves of subluxations or partial dislocations, muscle spasms, dizziness, sound sensitivity, just general overall pain, difficulty walking, and I've attempted to hide it every single time. I don't think that people realize how much I go through when I'm in their presence because I am king, or rather queen, at hiding it. And it's honestly something that I started to pride myself on. I was like, this is perfect. Nobody will ever know how much pain I was in. I could hide it to the best of my abilities for the longest time. And then finally my body started shutting down to a point where I couldn't even hide it anymore. I couldn't even play it off. And again, once I started actually kind of vocalizing how I was feeling, or maybe not always hiding how I was feeling, it opened the floodgates of questions and it opened the floodgates of pity. And it's been really difficult to be around the people that I love because no one wants to see the person that they love in pain. And so when I'm openly admitting, like, I feel miserable right now, I feel terrible, and you can see it in my face, I've also watched people not know how to react to that. I realized that maybe it was a detriment. Like, maybe it is better to just hide this from people because it's putting a burden on them to witness it. So I quickly learned that you need to fake that you're well, and I read something that basically goes, you think I'm pretending to be sick, but I'm actually pretending to be well. And that just blew me back in my seat. I was like, holy shit, that's exactly how I feel. I've had so many people tell me, you're too young to be in pain, you're too young to feel like this. And it just blows my mind because I'm like, if you only knew what I was feeling every day, I don't think that you would say that to me. And it's very insulting that you're diminishing my symptoms based on how I look. But I also realized that like most days I was hoping that people would notice and they wouldn't be able to look into my eyes or look at my face and see the pain that I'm in. When my pain levels got so high that I couldn't pretend or fake past them anymore, I learned to exist outside of my body. It was like, okay, I can't manage these symptoms, so I'm just going to separate my mind as far from my body as humanly possible. I would basically go to work or school or do whatever, and I would just spend all day not tuning into my body's signals at all. But in pushing this off for so long, I realized that it was making me feel like my life is a lie, like my life isn't my own. Because when I spend every day essentially pretending to be somebody I'm not, when I spend every day trying to cover how I'm feeling, it doesn't feel like I'm living an authentic life. It doesn't feel like this life is my own. It doesn't feel like I have any control over my life. You know, on the outside, I probably do seem fine. And deep down on the inside, I'm practically screaming inside or bawling inside or both. I really have spent so much time trying to bury this and bury my symptoms as deep as I could in hopes that maybe they would just go away, or that at least people would think that I was okay, so I didn't make them sad when I told them that I'm still in the same pain that I always have been. And that's why I've done this video multiple times. I've tried to talk about how I was feeling and how difficult this has been, but it's so hard for me to find a happy medium between encouraging people and trying to have a positive spin on this, and also just being freaking real and being like, no, this freaking sucks. Like, I feel completely alone. No one will ever know what it's like to exist in this body and deal with this every day. Everyone looks at me and says, but you don't look sick, but you're too young to feel that much pain. And between all that, it's made me not want to really ever share anything about how I am feeling. And yeah, I feel like I have to fight back. I have to show up. I have to put myself out there in hopes that maybe somebody is gonna watch this and feel like they're not alone. If this video resonated with you in any manner, please share it with a friend. Maybe there's somebody who is going through chronic pain and you feel like people aren't really understanding how much energy it takes to just show up every day and exist every day. And I'm here to tell you, like, I see you, I hear you, I know what you're going through. I'm living it myself to some degree. You are not alone. Again, I hope this video resonated with you. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this, and I will see you on the next one.